this is Kathy from the Raw Food Muscle. This is part 2 of Natural Home Remedies. Today we're going to talk about nasal congestion, stuffy nose, cough, sore throats, and fevers. Okay? A lot of times for my kids, in the wintertime, especially when the flu season comes around, I like to give them elderberry. I make my own elderberry syrup, and you can find this on YouTube, how to make elderberry syrup. If you don't, just ask me and I'll tell you where to go. This is made of dried elderberries, clove, garlic, cinnamon, and raw honey. And I give my kids a tablespoon of this every day, and I also usually drop in like 1 vitamin D drop, because when it's wintertime you don't get the sun as much, you're not out in the sun very much, so you're not absorbing that vitamin D. So these two things really boost your immune system, your immune system for the winter time, for when it's flu season. I also cut back on their sugars and their processed food. I try to, really watch what they're eating as well, because that clogs you up, and that also makes you, build your, it ruins your system, and it makes you get sick more easily. So those are some things I also do. The other thing I like to have around the house, now this isn't what it is, I take lavender essential oil, which is antibacterial, antifungal, it's like anti-everything. This is like awesome stuff. You should always have this in your house, lavender essential oil. And I put like clean water in it, not tap water, but clean water, into one of these spray bottles, and I put about 6 to 8 drops of lavender essential oil in there, and I shake it up, and this is my hand disinfectant. I don't buy those pump kind. They are very, they're based in a lot of alcohol. So I don't like my kids. I have young kids, all under 8. I don't like putting that on their hands, because then they put their hands in their mouth, and all that alcohol is, and it's just getting into your skin either way. And it's just not good to be on your body. So this stuff is awesome. This keeps me from getting sick when they're sick. I'm constantly spraying myself. I'm constantly spraying the kids. I use this as my Lysol in the house. I completely got rid of Lysol, and this is my Lysol. I spray door handles. I spray everything that they touch. I come behind them and everywhere. I'm a psycho with this thing. And they'll even do it. They'll be like, oh my God, where's the spray? Where's the spray? They sneezed on something. So I've kind of made my kids a little neurotic. But it's good, because, it makes them understand that, things you're doing can make other people sick. So these are just a couple of things that I always have on hand. Another thing that I have on hand is Mr. Raw Food Muscle, who is my Qigong expert, and he heals our kids a lot when they're sick as well. He uses the Qi around him and puts it, and helps them heal themselves when they do get sick, as well as the natural remedies that I give them. So just a couple little tidbits there. Okay, so for nasal decongestant, or nasal congestion and stuffy nose, this is my all-time favorite, garlic. Let me tell you, garlic is awesome. It is like the magical drug, natural drug. It is like it's a natural antibiotic. It's antifungal, antibacterial, antiparasitic. It's just crazy. I mean, you can rub this on bug bites, cold sores. You can rub it on a toothache. It's crazy how many things you could do with garlic. So the other thing I do with it is I take this like gauze, and I cut it off into little squares. I smash up my garlic with a big, like a knife, and I smash it up, and I put it inside, take off the skin so that the fragrance really comes out. I stick it in the middle, and I make a little sash. I get a little twisty tie. You can get a string, tape. It doesn't matter what you have, whatever you have on hand. I have done actually paper towel when I haven't had gauze, but it doesn't work. I mean, it works okay, but you're not going to get like 2 uses out of it, because the paper towel's going to suck up all of that, the oils. So you really want the kids to smell this. And what I do is, my kids have bunk beds, so I make them sleep on the lower bunk, and I hang a single string, not 2 strings, because that can be a choking hazard kind of thing. So we don't want to do that. But I will do a single string and kind of like keep it over their face, like like 6 to 8 inches over their face, so they can smell that garlic when they're congested, and it really helps them from clearing up their passages. And it also, I've read, it also makes them sick, or it gets them over their cold quicker because of the garlic. So that's kind of cool. And it really does. I've noticed my kids really get better. Like my youngest son, he's going to be 2. When he was little, when he had congestion, he'd lay on me and I'd always sit it right next to me. And he would clear up within 10 minutes. I mean, you constantly have to do it, but I mean, it's great. It's better than, constantly putting, drugs into them. It's just a nice, natural way. So this is a really big help. The other thing you can also do is take some peppermint oil and put it in some boiling water. Well, boil your water in a pot. Put a couple drops of peppermint oil in it, cover it, and let it stand for about 15 minutes. So it, when you come back to it, it's not going to scorch you. And then what you do is you just drape a towel over you, and you sniff, you inhale all of that peppermint oil, and that really will clear your system up. It's really great. You can also do it in a shower if you want to. Because of you can also do not put peppermint in it, but do a shower. They say the steam helps you decongest. I like the peppermint oil because you can really feel it, getting into you. And if you're going to do that, definitely get organic peppermint oil, essential oil, if you can. Another thing I like to do sometimes, I put a very teeny tiny bit of tea tree oil, over the top of their sinuses. Very teeny tiny, and then what I'll do is I'll push their sinuses so that all of the congestion and the mucus goes into their nose so they can blow it out, and that seems to help a lot as well. I've also seen people do the neti pot. I haven't tried that yet. I'm not much for putting things up my nose. I don't know. It's just not my thing. Spicy food is good. Onions, raw onions are really good for you as well. For coughing, I like to use eucalyptus. This stuff is awesome. This is what's put in Vicks, but this is the natural state of it. What I do is it's antibacterial, antifungal, antimicrobial, antiviral, anti-inflammatory. I mean, this thing is just crazy. And what I do is I rub it right on their chest before they go to bed, and it helps their cough a lot. They don't cough as much. So it really helps them break down that cough. The other thing I definitely up is their elderberry syrup. I always give them a couple of doses throughout the day. That really helps them out. And it fights bacteria. It also fights viral infections and that kind of thing. The other thing for sore throats, definitely gargle with salt water. That's like my staple. When you have a sore throat, go gargle with salt water. That really helps out. You can also take licorice root tea. That's really good for you. Also, you can also gargle with a couple drops of eucalyptic. Now I can't even say it, okay? You know what I mean. The oil, you put it in 5 drops into some warm water and you gargle with it. Okay, so the last thing we want to talk about is fevers. Now this is a personal call. You really want to bring your kid to the doctors or call the doctors when it gets really high. That's just a personal thing. What I do is if my kids have a medium to low fever, sometimes I'll give them a coolish bath, not a cold bath, not a super hot bath, but a tepid bath. That really helps them to bring down that temperature a little bit. If it's in desperate and dire need, when they're so cranky that I can't take it anymore, I just give them Tylenol or Motrin just to calm them down and make them stop whining and driving me up the wall.
Cave in.
Yes, I cave in. Okay. But they do say that fevers are a sign that your body's trying to fight off a virus. So you do want to try and let that run its course. So I hope that this helped you guys. If you guys have any home remedies that you like to use, please let me know. I really love reading through different comments. So just let me know. I'm not a doctor also. So, take my stuff with a grain of salt. If you don't, agree with me, then that's fine. I don't mind. That's just your thing. So this is what I've done for my kids, and it's worked, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. So I'll see you next time on the Raw Food Muscle. Bye.